call from someone in the 2900 block of Gladstone states that you need to come to a gray house that has the door standing open in the 2900 block of Gladstone. Please, someone is laying on the floor inside the house.
There's a shot right there. Somebody's probably shot.
Unit reference Gladstone. My caller wanted to remain anonymous and said you're at the right place.
On the northeast side of Indianapolis, officers respond to shots fired on Gladstone Avenue. A suspected drug deal has ended in a shootout.
It looked like they were meeting up right here, right in front where we were standing. And then something went wrong and started shooting back and forth at each other. Some people got in a car and fled. Some people ran westbound, and then some people ran eastbound.
Didn't we find... Hey, wasn't this where the homicide was last year? Remember, there was a dead guy laying in there?
6 people have been shot dead here in the past 4 years. All of those cases remain unsolved. 24-year-old Alexander Brown is one of those victims. He was last seen at this house with a friend.
911, what is the location?
Police at 3025, please.
Okay, 3025. Ma'am, you gotta take a slow breath.
Last house, my boyfriend been missing. This is the last house he was at. The house got blood all in it.
Okay, do you see, ma'am, you've gotta take a breath from it. Do you see your boyfriend? Ma'am, do you see your boyfriend?
No!
After organizing a search party, his family found his body.
Right here. Their bodies was just thrown out here, and our other sister, she found the bodies. And they brought the bodies here, dumped the bodies here in this lot. And that's what it says on his death certificate. This lot, this address of this lot is where he was found.
Brown had a new job, and his girlfriend was pregnant. His family said he was turning his life around after serving time for armed robbery.
Should nobody have to go through that. Your children are supposed to bury you. You are not supposed to bury your children. You know?
The Washington Post has compiled and analyzed a decade's worth of data on over 50,000 killings in 50 of America's largest cities. In 33 of those cities, the Post found pockets of impunity. Areas like Gladstone Avenue in Indianapolis, where more than 8 murders have been committed, and fewer than 30% of those cases lead to arrest.
It seems like it was just yesterday to me, and it's been over a year already. But it's hard.
Brown's father, Bruce Jones, grew up in this part of the city.
And they called me at work and said that they found your son dead. Said his friend had robbed someone or something, and the guy had put a hit on him, and my son was just with him all the time. And they said he was like collateral damage or whatnot.
At police headquarters, homicide detective Marcus Kennedy describes how the department keeps track of the city's murders.
So yeah, they're here in the book. And it lists what number it is, and it's a double case number, their home address at the time. And it shows it's unsolved and who the detective is. If it's a solved case or if a motive is known, it's listed here in the book. But that one is blank because it's unsolved. And homicide 121 and 122 for the year of 2016. No detective wants to carry a case that's unsolved. This weighs on you, because you keep getting cases behind it, and something comes up on an old case and you're trying to work that in. I mean, even I never used to keep a to-do list, but I have to keep a to-do list now because you got stuff, like I said, in court going on. You're trying to do stuff for that, and you're catching new cases and death investigations. There's just a lot going on right now. All of us are actually actively working 2 or 3 murders right now. I'd say probably 85-90% of it is drug-related in some kind of way. You get retaliation shootings every now and then, but it's not that often. And usually you've heard something about it ahead of time, but drugs seems to be the motive now. Here in homicide, we depend on witnesses and cooperation from the community. And if we don't get that cooperation from the community, it makes the job that much harder.
In northeast Indianapolis, families of those killed have resorted to buying billboards to search for answers. The number of killings and the lack of arrests breed resentment. Residents complain there aren't enough cops on the beat.
On a white Chevy Impala.
And that the largely white police force is out of touch with their problems. Some tell us they think detectives look the other way when people like Alexander Brown are killed. That if you're a young black man with a criminal record, your life isn't worth as much.
I've heard it out there myself, and I'm saying, okay, you got a black male that was killed by a black male, and I'm a black detective, so what's my motivation for not doing it? And all the years I've been up here, I've never heard one detective even say, oh, it's just a black guy, I'm not going to do anything. It just doesn't happen. It's a myth.
City officials are impatient with the rising number of homicides.
Yeah, so this is a neighborhood that we've paid a lot of attention to.
Last year, they tapped Brian Roach as their next chief of police.
Indianapolis, unfortunately, has been on the map for homicides. We've seen a steady increase since about 2012, significant increase. There are certain areas of our community that are underserved in many ways, that where we struggle in getting someone to say, yeah, I saw it and I'm willing to testify, because they may not see it doesn't feel safe to them. In other areas of the city, I think it does. The feeling I get now is almost, not that, I think accepted is too harsh of a word, but they feel like it's part of life, and it shouldn't be. And I think it's, the onus is on us and the community to say that's not normal, right? Even in our community, that is not normal, and that should not happen. And what is it we're going to do to fix that? And law enforcement is just a piece of it.
The chief also recognizes the lack of diversity in his department.
There's an expectation that their police department or those public servants look like are representative of the people that they serve. Marion County is about 20. If we just pick African American, Marion County is 28%. Our police department is 14%. So right off the bat, we don't look like the community that we serve in that area.
Hi, ma'am. License registration, please.
There's a lack of trust on both sides. Police say they need help from the community. People here say they need the police to protect witnesses and arrest the culprits.
When you grow up around, that stuff is like normal. It's everyday occurrences and whatnot. You just stay in your lane, You see it, keep going, keep your mouth shut, whatnot. Just look out for your own. The guys that be affiliated with, guys get killed, they want some revenge type stuff to where they like, I want to catch them before the police do. Being honest. They really don't want the police to get them. They want to go get them themselves, but, that's their way of thinking. And, they've been, that's what they grew up knowing. That's all they know.
Once voted the safest small town in America, Zionsville police tonight are investigating a murder there this evening.
At least one person suspected of being connected to Brown's murder was gunned down in 2017, according to local media reports. Brown's mother wants answers. She says she's waited long enough.
Once you're an ex-convict or whatever, they really don't care. No, that is somebody's son. He is my son. You need to find out what happened and who did it and why it happened. It doesn't matter where he comes from.